WrestleTalk!
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast here every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm Ollie Davis. I'm joined by Luke Owen, DAD. If you haven't already, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. That could be on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. And this episode is brought to you by reactions.
Doomsday reactions, that is.
And
well, I don't
far more importantly...
Whoa. Let's set up the first bit, and then we can go into the other bit.
I think you're burying the lead.
No. I don't think we are. I think what I'm doing is I'm creating hype.
Okay.
So, you have asked, so we are going to do it. We're going to give our reactions to the newest trailer for Avengers Doomsday on WrestleTalk and Cutscenes Patreon page for free. They're going to be loaded up on there. That's just for us to get around the YouTube copyright gremlins that will inevitably attack the video. So you get it over there. There'll be links to it in the video description. Patreon for WrestleTalk or Cutscene. It's free up there. But in that video, not only will we give our reactions to the new trailer for Avengers Doomsday that was shown at D23, but wrestling related, a certain wrestler has released a country song. So we're going to listen to that country song. And who is that song by?
That would be Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
I didn't even know he was doing a country song.
Well, it looks like it's attached to Moana, or however you say that movie.
Moana, I believe.
Because it's on Disney's Vivo page.
Right.
On YouTube.
So this is not new.
But it's just been released. It's like 4 days ago.
Moana came out ages ago.
Yeah, but nobody saw it.
Oh, I see.
I mean, maybe it was something that was recorded in the soundtrack, and this is just like, for whatever reason, they put it out now.
And as a celebration of Polynesian culture, they've released a country song.
Yes, yeah. Look, you're missing the bigger play here. The Rock doesn't know what to do next. He's hedging bets. The Oscar thing didn't work out with Smashing Machine. Paul Levesque's taken over WWE.
No one wants me there.
The DC Extended Universe has moved on to the James Gunn vision.
Absolutely.
And it's smashing it. It's just 100% success rate with that.
Well, I mean, look, Spider-Man Brand New Day has made over $2 billion at the box office. So combined with Supergirl, comic book movies made like $2.1 billion at the box office this year.
Maybe we didn't want DC to be good. Maybe we just wanted Marvel to get better again. The old WWE conundrum. No, yeah, The Rock is, he's released a country song by the name of, I think it's called Your Dad. Is it called Your Dad?
Your Dad. Your Dad.
Let me check what it's called, because that's such a funny name for a song, isn't it? Sounds like a diss track.
I was clearing out the office over the weekend because my office was an absolute state.
It is called Your Dad.
And the kid found that rock book that you bought for her because
you were clearing out the garage and it was in there.
No, I was clearing out my office. And it turns out my wife had moved the book into the office to try and hide it from her bookcase.
Why?
So she didn't have to read it at bedtime.
It's an inspirational story.
Well, that's my argument as well. The kid found it. So guess what my wife read at bedtime last night? Was The Rock the Dwayne Johnson's autobiography as told as a children's story.
And now you can sing this to her. Because you are.
I'm your dad.
I'm your dad. Okay, this looks so schmaltzy. Which, I'm not against parents loving their children.
You're not against that? No? Traditionally?
I think generally it's okay. It's a bit cringe. But what I appreciate this is it's through the lens of commerce. If it was just for his daughter,
yeah,
just record it for her. Anyway, we'll get that's over on patreon.com/WrestleTalk or Cutscene right now.
Exactly. And so can I use the segue? Hey, maybe we just wanted Marvel to get good again. Like the Bloodline.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't know where you were going to go because you could have also been like, well, why doesn't The Rock come back to the Bloodline? Because that is probably the surest fire way to actually make him popular again.
I disagree. I
as a heel,
because
then they'll be leaning into it.
No, I disagree. I think if your and mine's wild prediction that WrestleMania 42 42, 43. Is the next year's 43?
43, Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Is being headlined by Roman versus The Rock. I don't think that's going to put The Rock in the good graces of most wrestling fans. But maybe he won't see that, and he'll just be like, nope, that's the biggest box office thing that I can do at the moment. So I'm heading on over to Saudi Arabia to face my cousin.
I don't care that Obafemi won the Rumble and King of the Ring. You can get that another time. Have the shot at Elimination Chamber, Obafemi. That's what the fans want.
The fans are after.
Because it's in America, I believe. But no, we are talking about the Bloodline because the last couple of weeks, I feel like so Bloodline pre-Mania, they sort of got back together again to go against Punk, and the Usos were with Roman. But the idea was they're all equals now. They're all head of the table.
Yeah, and they didn't really. There was no interference by the Usos or anything like that at WrestleMania 42. And then after that, it was about Roman versus Jacob. Jacob moves over from SmackDown to Raw, and that was all about Jacob being put back into, or being put into the Bloodline and falling into line and acknowledging Roman Reigns. And then I would say that storyline has broadly been paused, and they've just done six-mans. Or rather, Jacob has done 1 6-man with the Usos against the Franken team of LA Knight, Solo, and Royce Keys. And kind of that, I think, is almost the genesis point now of this story we're currently in the moment, which is Solo being delivered to Roman Reigns by Jey Uso.
Yeah, it got pretty boring, I'd say. Got quite repetitive and separate as well, because the Usos and Jacob just went off to do their little thing, which was... There's a bit of a power struggle between Jacob and Jey. Seems like Jacob is currently Roman's favourite, while Roman just had to do a month-long Seth Rollins feud without really the rest of the Bloodline's involvement.
And there was no interference from the Bloodline in that match either, even though Solo had set up that he was going to have Seth Rollins' back.
But post-SummerSlam, they have gone with the momentum of the crowd and, Solo organically getting over.
Yeah.
Which, we say they should do all the time. They don't generally do it, but I think it helps if you're related to Roman Reigns. If Roman's like, hey, this guy's getting over and he's related to me, then it's more likely to actually manifest in an on-screen push.
I mean, all of the, not Jimmy, but all of the, all of the Bloodline kids have been like Roman's project. So getting Solo over has been a Roman project. Getting Jey over has been a Roman project. Getting Jacob over has been a Roman project.
But the whole Jacob thing recently really paused. It's been totally neutered, really. They had a lot of potential of having him as the wild, uncontrollable person who does answer to Roman, but maybe he's a bit too much sometimes. But he's just turned into like this quite generic, level-headed... captain for him.
Well, I don't think he's level-headed. He's just waiting to do what Roman tells him to do.
But he's also like giving advice to Jey and Jimmy, like, no, don't do it that way. I'm like, is this all gas and no brakes?
But I feel like over the last 2 weeks, we have seen more of that all gas, no brakes. And I think we saw it again on this show here. Again, in classic Paul Levesque fashion, we're unpausing. With that pause button has been worn out, it's now time to unpause this and start this storyline anew.
Yeah, because it started with Jacob taking out Royce Keys. It's like, well, we lost the 6-man at SummerSlam. That was Jey's fault. Boom, I take out Royce Keys. And Roman, approves that and then joins the Avengers. And then last week's episode was Jey trying to do the same.
Yeah.
But to Solo.
I'm going to deliver Solo Sikoa to Roman Reigns, because that's the Roman, they keep saying this, the play. Roman's play, and we're just following the play. We're executing the play.
Yeah. That they probably, there's always been an element of the Bloodline. And I do love the Bloodline when they're at their best, but there's always an element of it, of like a gang of teenage boys thinking they're cool. And sometimes something slips through, like the play or warning shot. When actually it's like, it's a bit lame, but they're cool everywhere else, so you look past it. But as soon as Solo points out the warning shot thing and gives you permission to laugh at it, you're like, yeah, they're pretty goofy.
Yeah, I mean, on this episode where Roman he's rewatching The Sopranos at the moment, so now he's like, yeah, these two are my captains, and you can't touch a captain. That's part of the rules of the Bloodline.
I just said it is, so it's the law now. But I do.
We've got new Lafalas to put them on.
I felt like because we've spoken about Bloodline fatigue, and a lot of the viewers have echoed the same sentiment.
I would say today's Patreon feedback is all pretty anti-Bloodline still.
Oh, okay.
Well, Bloodline fatigue is in full effect.
The reaction I've seen for this angle was like, oh, this is good Bloodline. And I certainly felt that way. But it's either lazy or really meta-level smart that you started off in Mania with, this is a new Bloodline. We're going to all be equals. I'm going to listen to you as Roman. But as the months have gone on, that old social hierarchy has reset itself. So Jay has totally regressed as a character. Jimmy has gone that way too. They're even more one-dimensional now, arguably, than they were in 3-4 years ago. Because they're like, in this bit, they're the hyenas, the whole episode, in those backstage segments when they're walking solo through the corridors. They're like, ha ha ha, we've got it. They're generic henchmen.
Yeah, they were Bebop and Rocksteady. But this is the most I've enjoyed Jey Uso in like, I don't know, 3 years. I thoroughly enjoyed him on this episode. I thought he was really funny. He's a goofy dork. And he's quite good at being a goofy dork. Jey Uso was lame because he was trying to be cool, and he's not cool. So it's the same with Solo. Solo's a goofy dork. And the reason he's gotten over recently is because he's just being a goofy dork. When he was trying to be serious Solo Sikoa, I'm the new lame as all get out. He's been a goofy dork and he's gotten over.
I agree though on the Usos. I really enjoyed them. And it's because I can't believe I'm saying this, they have gone back to the more template, old-style Bloodline, which we've been saying, I'm a bit bored of that. But it's actually what's recaptured a bit of that magic, because in the main event segment, which we're building up to the whole night, the really clunky, I cannot believe it wasn't DoorDash integrated, Jey Uso delivers Solo Sikoa to Roman Reigns, which again I think was explicitly worded that way, so it's not like has to join the Bloodline.
Yes.
Because he's going to hold off on that match stipulation down the line.
Yeah.
The Usos bring Solo into the ring, and the Usos, they're just like, they are complete henchmen for Roman. Yeah, Roman. Yeah, whatever you say, boss. Yucky yuck. And Roman's like, yeah, you're my favorite. Yeah. And he has cemented himself right as the alpha again.
Yeah. And he was full-on heel in this segment. This was classic Roman, Bloodline Roman Reigns. No shades of grey, no tweener. This was classic heel Roman Reigns behavior.
And it's got, and not just in how he treated Solo, where it was like, I am petty, and you've disrespected the family for years. Awkwardly queued up a video package, which is the most heel thing you can do.
Yeah.
When you introduce your own.
That's what he said. I've made a video package.
I've made it myself on Windows Movie Maker.
Star wipes aplenty.
And the way he treats Solo is one thing, because, he beat him up and he threw his glasses to the ground and like, get on your knees and beg for my forgiveness and stuff. It's how he treats the actual allies.
Yeah, it's how he treats the Usos and how he treats Jacob.
Because this week he was like, yeah, Usos, you have gained my favor. I will acknowledge you this week, but Jacob, you're out in the cold now. Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
It really is a what have you done for me lately? And I think that's the really interesting part for me in this was Jacob. And that's kind of what people used to love about classic Bloodline segments. It wasn't what was said, it's what was not being said by someone else over in the corner. It was Jay's reaction to certain lines. It was the way that Sammy would react to certain lines. Here it was how Jacob was reacting. Jacob's reaction to Jimmy and Jay being given the Ula Fallas was really good. And then Jacob not doing anything while LA Knight was parading around attacking people because, well, Roman told me to not do anything, so I'm not going to do anything. I thought was really good.
Yeah, because it's two very valid ways of reading that. He had already impulsively lashed out at Solo, and Roman was like, no, stop doing that. So in one way, he is following orders, but in another way, it's like, yeah, but I think Roman would have actually been okay with you now helping.
Yeah. But that's the brilliance of the Bloodline, because now sets up another segment where Roman is, why didn't you get involved? You told me not to, and you can play off on that sort of thing. So this is, for me, this is kind of what people used to love about the Bloodline. It's what I used to like about the Bloodline back in the day, in the Sami Zayn glory days of this group. I thought this was a really good segment. As I said, when we get to the patrons, not a lot of fans of this over in our little congregation, But for me, I thought this was a great ending segment.
And it really worked for the crowd because you've got Roman now playing. Well, this week we'll see what happens next week. He could be back to being like, I'm sorry, I went too far. I'm still a babyface / tweener. Like here, because he was so heelish and the Usos were so generic bad guy henchmen, it set up Solo to be a great babyface. Like you need these extremes to play off each other, and that meant when Solo, LA Knight comes down for the save, and the Usos pick up LA Knight, and Roman's like, now spike him, prove your allegiance to the Bloodline.
Yeah, because like not Jacob, not you. So yeah, he sends Jacob back. He hits the Superman punch on LA Knight. Then he's like, no, I'm not going to do it again. Why should I be doing this? So he gets the cousins to the twins to like get the twins to hoist him up. Grabs Solo's like, you do it. You show your allegiance to this family and give him the spike.
And I thought Solo's composure throughout all of this was really fantastic because he grabs him, he milks every second and movement, and he's screaming at LA Knight, I'm sorry. He extends the thumb, he's going to do the spike, and then he hits Roman with it.
Really well done.
Yeah, and Solo just stands there in those like really great Bloodline segments of old where people just soak in the moment. So Solo's just standing there. The Usos like, what did you do? Why have you done that? Rather than just immediately attacking him, which is what they should have done.
Roman's selling of the spike was really good, really getting it over.
Kicking his legs on the floor like he's just been, this person who's so powerful all the time, just one little thumb. I know it's a finisher, but this one thumb has cracked him and exposed him for he's just a guy.
Took out John Cena like 3 years ago. Another great John Cena rub.
And then the coolest thing for me, because all the other stuff we've just said is really set up in context to this one moment. Solo has thumbed Roman Reigns, and then he puts his finger guns in his imaginary holster, unholsters the finger guns, points at Jey Uso.
Yeah.
He looked like the most badass man, and all he was doing was finger guns.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was a really, really good main event segment. Really interesting. Sets up some good matches. We're building towards War Games because we're kicking this Obafemi can down the road. But at least we're building to War Games. And my prediction last week is wrong. It's not Solo on War Games. It'll be Solo on the other side of War Games, alongside Royce Keys and LA Knight and probably Drew McIntyre to face off against the 4-man Bloodline. It's
a shame because while this was really good, to me this is really good for a 3. If we started this story 2 weeks ago with the Royce Keys angle, we should really have 2 more weeks. And then we have the Solo Roman match. Because it's just a B-level... I love Solo. He's super over right now. He's a B-level pay-per-view challenger.
Do you not think that's possible? Because like Sunday night's main event, they are absolutely stacking because they haven't got a pay-per-view in September. So maybe it is going to be something that culminates there because we need to start building towards the LA Knight match for Money in the Bank.
And then the LA Knight, is at Money in the Bank. Possibly. I hope so because that's what they should do. And then that might more naturally lead itself to War Games.
In November.
But I'm just like, the pace of Levesque's booking, as good as this segment was, if we don't get a Solo Roman match until January...
Which it won't be. Like they'll do that.
It's the first Netflix Raw of the year, but you could see that version where it's like no, because of the date, and it was 3 years ago to the date of the Netflix Raw or whatever.
I think we are getting this before we get some Money in the Bank.
I hope so. I want matches. I want the big time matches quicker.
Yeah. I can see them doing this Sunday night's main event. Then, Money in the Bank is the LA Knight match. Then you get the War Games match. Then Roman can take his little Christmas break off, come back to start something for the Rumble to cook up the Obafemi feud.
Because really, Roman does have, he's just defeated Seth. But right now he's got Solo, he's got LA Knight, he's got Jacob Fatu, and he's got Obafemi, right? And you line that out, and, LA Knight is... It's weird. He feels like a new star, but he's actually old in age, like in his early 40s. The other 3 are young. They Solo, Jacob, Obafemi. They're the future of this company in the next 5 to 10 years.
Jay's in his 40s.
I said Jacob,
Oh,
not
sorry,
Jake.
Jacob. Sorry.
I did not say Jake. Jacob, Oba, and Solo.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
That we need to start having those matches. Because what's Roman done? He's wrestled Fatu twice, and then he faced Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but again, like, the Solo thing's not new. He's had matches and feuds with Solo, like, years ago. Just about the Netflix Raw. Jacob, he's just done a couple of months ago. So it's Oba's the only one that's left, and we need to kind of get to that point. But we are going to just keep kicking that can down the road until WrestleMania rolls around. That's where Bloodline fatigue starts to kick in. It's not just because, for me, the segments often feel repetitive or the storylines feel repetitive. That's what a lot of our Patreon feedback is. Like, Solo's just Sami Zayn, but again. It's because we can all see the playbook. We can all see where we're heading here, and it's Oba Femi at WrestleMania, which means we're just essentially kicking our feet, just sitting around with our thumbs up our asses, waiting for us to get to the fireworks factory.
It's the reigns of terror, like we said last week. Shall we go through the rest of the show? We started off with the recap package of Jay and Solo to kick things off. And then, like they saw last week's podcast episode, they opened Raw with Stephanie Vaquer storming out to do an in-ring promo.
Yeah.
And last week I was like, why do they keep making her talk? Because she's got great aura. She's great in ring. She's got a great entrance. She is mediocre on the mic. Why do they keep putting her in front of a live crowd with someone holding the interview stick to just say some generic verbiage into? But
to prove you wrong.
She came out here and she actually, said wrestling is my first language. And then she called out Liv Morgan. I thought she showed good fire.
I think I'm not saying it's because they watch this show, but it is done against people like you and I, the commentariats, who will go around and be like, oh, bad, it's bad promo from, it's not, like, English is not her first language. That was essentially the basis of her promo. That was the base of our conversation last week, or my defense of her promo last week. And it was the base of this promo this week is, English is not my first language. Wrestling is my first language. So let's go and wrestle. So I thought this was great.
I mean, I think it proves my point. Don't book her in promo segments. If wrestling's her first language, maybe book her wrestling more. Next week, I know she's been injured, but next week will be her first in-ring match since WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't think that's the end of the world. It's only been 2 weeks since she came back.
Yeah, but she was cleared before then, wasn't she?
Well, you had to go through the Sky.
This is what I'm saying.
Again, we have to kill time in order to get to the bit.
This was a good episode of Raw. I enjoyed watching this TV episode, but my God, the larger scene in WWE is just like, you don't see them for a month. They don't wrestle for a month.
Well, we'll get
it's
to Lyra
so
Valkyria
hard to build up momentum.
I mean, I've got this with SmackDown as well. I know that everyone's really enjoying SmackDown at the moment because it's stacked with stars. It's like the stark difference between SmackDown's drawing power, main event power, and Raw's is incredible to see. But SmackDown is not without its flaws, man. I think this Chelsea Green stuff is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So she wins the interim women's championship. The first thing they do is have her pinned in a tag match last week. And then on this week's show, it was, you've got 30 days to defend the title because you're hurt. Like, that's fucking why she's the interim champion, because Rhea Ripley's injured. So where's the logic behind that story?
What? So they should create an interim.
I'm not saying that, but the whole reason that Chelsea Green is the interim champion is because Rhea Ripley is hurt and cannot defend the belt. So all of a sudden they're like, you've got 30 days to defend the title or we're going to relinquish the belt. Well, why wasn't Rhea Ripley given that option?
Rule of Cool. I enjoyed that promo segment so much, especially without Nick Aldis, the GM, thinks this is a bad idea. But Nick Aldis, the man! It was really good.
And then Gunther came out and made it even more awesome.
But I agree, the lack of consistency is frustrating, because to tie it back to this, Liv Morgan then comes out, and I'm like, the reason you're going to be the longest reigning champion of all time is because you defend your belt once a year.
Which is now part of the character.
Yes.
That's part of the character is, I am regressing this title, and I don't care.
But like, one of the best examples of this kind of story, bear with me, Mick Foley and TNA.
Yeah! Of course it is.
He wins the title, and he's like, I've only got to defend it once in the 30 days. and then I don't have to defend it for a year because those are the rules. And
apparently,
but like I think in my head that makes sense, kind of. So Foley was like, I just need to win this one match in the 30 days.
Yeah,
and that makes. If you have that here, that makes total sense with Chelsea Green. That's roughly what they usually enforce when they say it out loud explicitly. But then I'm just looking at Liv Morgan, who went 3.5 months without a title defense after winning it. And it's like, well, I don't believe it. And wrestling is about making me believe that this is a thing, fundamentally.
However, positive. This is a storyline.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan's in a storyline. She has got 2 actual challengers for this title that the company cares about. Sorry, EO Sky, but they don't care about you. But they do care about Stephanie Vaquer. They do care about Becky Lynch. So we've had now 3 weeks of this story.
Yeah. So Judgment Day come out. Of course, just the women, because this is a women's segment. Wouldn't it be so much better if Dominic was out there with them? It just make them feel more
like a team.
Heelish and like a team. So they beat up Stephanie for a bit. Becky Lynch runs down for the save. Stephanie and Becky do not coexist. Judgment Day stand tall. Champo.
Yeah, the numbers game. For a while, Stephanie was actually doing all right against all 3 of them. And then Becky was doing all right against all 3 of them as well on her own. Yeah, like one of the problems with Stephanie Vaquer's whole argument is, I mean, Liv's got the greatest argument of all, which is, I beat you for this. So you can talk all you want about the fact that I'm an undeserving champion or I'm regressing this title. I won this from you. And Stephanie's just like, yeah, that's true, actually. Good point, well made. Do you want to fight then?
Sticking with the Judgment Day stuff, which makes it more annoying that Dom and JD just weren't out with the Judgment Day in the opening segment, because they could have just stayed down there. Because next up we have Siobhan Evans coming down to face JD McDonagh.
Yeah, I thought I had a real glitch in my Netflix because that segment ended. Then we got the Usos bringing out Solo Sikoa backstage and like acting like goofy dogs, and they walk past LA Knight, who looks sad about this whole thing. Then I got an actual ad break on my ad-free tier of Netflix. And then all of a sudden, JD McDonagh and Siobhan Evans are having a match.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, because of that ad break, Netflix has jumped ahead like half an hour and I've missed a bunch of stuff. And then Cole is frantically trying to explain, oh, well, during the ad break, JD McDonagh and Dominic Mysterio came out and they were complaining they weren't on the show. Then Siobhan Evans came out to have a go at Big Cass. And he wanted Big Cass to have a match. But then JD McDonagh said he should face him instead, so now they're having a match.
Yeah. Exact same thing to me. I think twice more in this episode I got served.
Yeah, me too.
Full on ad breaks.
Full on ads.
3-minute cleaning product adverts.
Not good. Sort it out.
Like, but I pay to not. That's Netflix.
Yeah.
Should refund me. Right?
I agree.
I value my time. What's my hourly rate? And I'll work out the 15 minutes I had to watch of ads.
That's good. Yeah.
And I'll bill them.
Yeah. Put them on the phone.
I think we'll be in negative. They'll owe me money.
Yeah. Ted Sandros, there's that Netflix guy. Yeah, call Ted and ask him to reimburse you. I think we can get through there. Speaking of which, can we put a petition into YouTube to get rid of the play next feature, or like automatically just playing a next video coming up soon? Because it's naff. And also it does it on trailers, which is really annoying because it comes up before the trailer has finished. It's not what it is usually, which is here are 2 videos for you to click. It's literally automatically about to play another video in 15 seconds, like you on Disney Plus, and you got the next episode coming up. Yeah,
I agree. It is really annoying. I've got a where is it? I've got a little plugin that can alter. I probably shouldn't tell people this because this harms our legit business model, but I think it's very good. So what is this thing called?
It's good that we have to have plugins to fix it.
It's called Untrap. It's called Untrap for YouTube. I installed it on Google Chrome, and I can block shorts. I can there's so many things you can customize. It's really good.
Great. There's probably
you can do it you can block the suggestive videos down the side.
I don't mind that. I love suggestive videos. It's the play next feature I'm getting rid of. There's probably there's probably something in the settings itself of YouTube to turn it off. Much like the autoplay thing, you can turn that off, which I have done, and it's massively improved me using YouTube on my phone. especially because they're changing the way that views are being counted on YouTube. Is it a second? One frame has been seen. That counts as a view.
Yeah. Well, whatever they need to show infinite growth. But this Siobhan Evans JD McDonagh match, even though we missed the first couple of minutes, was really good.
Good stuff.
And actually, all the wrestling on the show was at least good.
Yeah, not a bad match in sight on this one.
And this was very good because, I mean, Siobhan Evans is so good to watch. And JD McDonagh is just such a delight to watch. He just does everything really well.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's hurting people.
Yeah.
The extraordinary wrestler. Siobhan sells his ankle for a bit. Dom's always there on the outside, maybe interfering. They have a really good spot at the end where JD goes for a moonsault. Siobhan ducks it, and then as quick as anything, jumps up to the top rope. OG cutter, gets the win.
Spectacular finish. Really enjoyed it.
But it was inevitable. From the moment I saw Siobhan Evans in the ring, I thought, well, Big Cass. I'll start the timer for a Big Cass appearance. And yet, right after he won, Big Cass came out, beat up Evans. Siobhan was like, "Is that all you got? It's just a flesh wound," and got the upper hand with a dive. I thought this was really good work from Dom, though, because Dom is walking, he's leaving. He sees that Siobhan is getting the upper hand. Just pushes Siobhan into the ring post.
I thought this second half of this post-match was really needed because Big Cass's beat down on Evans, much like the last few weeks, zero heat. But the second that they did the second half of this, where Evans got the upper hand and then Big Cass beat him down some more, actually did get heat. And it's kind of like, I forgot to mention this in the main event segment. I think one of the strengths of the segment, because I thought it was a very good crowd all night, actually. I thought they were really on fire for most things, particularly Rey Mysterio. At the start of the Bloodline segment, they were annoyed because they wanted Jey Uso to run it back. But because this is a serious segment, they weren't going to do any of that running back stuff. So Jay's trying to calm it down. Roman then's like, I don't care what they're chanting, I don't care what they're saying. Roman then started getting watted by the crowd because he wasn't playing ball with them. But then because the drama of the segment was so good, they managed to whip the crowd back up into getting the right kind of heat on it. And I think it's the same here. Because of Evans's comeback was so good, it then got the right level of heat onto Big Cass.
Yeah, I agree. It's sometimes the answer to control a crowd is to just do your in-ring stuff better.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to win them over and start to play ball, like you said. But for me, really, I'm a bit bored by all this. Big Cass coming out every week, beats up Siobhan Evans.
Just bring back Enzo already.
I don't care. We got a video package on Phoenix and Le Fiscal? El Fiscal. Oh, what is it with me and getting the wrong gender for the sort of Latin L for words in Espanol?
Well, you're the one who's doing Duolingo.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, it's more of it sounds like a you problem.
Well, they tried to catch me out, Duolingo.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, isn't it going to renew? I haven't had the reminder it promised it would send me via email. And I looked, it was going to renew on Monday, and I realised it's Sunday night. And that would have been 90 quid.
But didn't you have your little reminder to... You told me on Thursday's podcast that you had a reminder set up to remind you to do it.
Yeah, because when I agreed to it, it gives you the option.
Oh,
it's like, do you want us to remind you when it's going to auto-renew?
Sorry, when you said you put a reminder on, you didn't yourself put a reminder on. You relied on Duolingo to remind you. That sounds like that would have been your fault.
That goddamn tricksy owl.
I would have put no blame on the owl then. Because the owl's just doing what it's trained to do.
Extort people who want to learn languages.
Absolutely.
Well, I have cancelled it and I bought the monthly one.
Oh, no.
No, that's good. They've not got me.
It's a free thing. You don't need it.
No, and the energy runs out too quick. And I get the video calls. I feel like I'm weirdly getting parasocial relationships with the 4 characters in the app.
You strike me as the sort of person who would get Lily would be the one.
Is Lily the purple haired emo? Yeah. She's really funny. I told her about my house yesterday.
Your casa.
Mi jardín es pequeño pero bonito. My garden, I think, is small but pretty. I like Falstaff, the big bear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine.
Me, Falstaff, and Lily. I think we could have a fun day at the mall. With my Tiempo Libre. Free time. Anyway, this is all for the AAA Espanol, well, Mexican, I guess, themed Who Gets to Lose to Roman Reigns tournament.
Who's not in AAA and gets to main event against Roman Reigns on an episode of Raw?
Oh my God. So, look, this is such a disappointing tournament.
I know.
Yes, it was a good match.
Yeah.
But like last week with the Penta one, there wasn't really a story there. And the key thing is, it's so predictable. Not only are these AAA people not getting an entrance, they're also not main roster, and every WWE star has gone over so far. And it's clearly a Phoenix Penta final.
Yes.
So El Fiscal, Fiscal here, which means the prosecutor. It was just like, I was just watching the time. Okay, there were a few cool lucha spots, but even then it's not as fast. It's a bit slowed down.
It's WWE lucha.
Yeah.
And that's grand and all. For me, I think this tournament is a missed opportunity. And it's, again, I'm going to compare this to the Cena tournament. We like that Cena tournament. Like, there's a story you can tell here of a guy who's not been on the main roster making their way through the tournament, through to the final, and eventually loses to Gunther in the end. That's it. At least the tournament then has a story. This tournament has not got a story at the moment, but you could have had a story of one of the AAA guys going through the tournament to get to the end. Maybe even wins it. And then, it's a AAA star versus Roman Reigns in the main event of Raw. But no, the only AAA star that's advanced through is La Parka, and that's because he faced off against a AAA star. All the other ones have just been beaten by WWE's main roster talent, which is Penta, Dragon Lee, and Rey Fenix.
So Rey Fenix won here to advance. We'll get onto the other one later. Kathy talks to Stephanie backstage. This is where she announces that there's going to be a match with Roxanne Perez next week. Becky Lynch was like, well, the Judgment Day are going to interfere again, so good luck with that. Lyra got a video promo, pre-recorded, on how everyone's just focused on Sol Ruca now, but she wants her IC title back. I always do enjoy Lyra Valkyria's work, but I would say as a babyface, it was more from a tongue-in-cheek perspective. This was good.
Good stuff, man. This is good. I thought she was superb.
Really, really good, compelling character and performance for that character. Obviously, it's not as extreme as Lio Rush, but it's an example of she's really gone out of her way, just like Lio Rush has, to totally reset her gimmick.
She's committing to it.
Yeah.
And I think it's why there was so much fan frustration around. They did the angle with Bayley at Saturday Night's Main Event, and then not word one from her. She's been off TV for a full month or so, waiting for her to come back. And so she comes out here, and it's unsurprising then, it's not over.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help then that she loses this match. Great match this was. Really thought it was great. I thought this was... Sol looked really good. It's probably the best that Sol has been on the main roster. And I thought that Lyra was great as well. But at the same time, it does kind of suck that Lyra lost here, because you did that big angle a month ago, kept her off TV, it brought her back, and now she's lost.
Yeah. Sol should not be losing either.
No.
But where has been the last month of Lyra coming out every week and squashing someone?
Of having matches.
It's a month to the day. Saturday night's main event where she turned on Bayley was the 18th of July.
Wow.
And today's the 18th of August.
It's felt longer, I'll be honest. It has felt longer.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's such a disservice. They obviously see her and this new role as an undercard thing.
It's true, but it's part of the new TKO mentality. It's what I talked about on Thursday's episode. The reason why we can pay you less is because you're here less. We are booking you for less shows now. And people like Lyra will struggle to get over more because they'll be on TV less.
The work was really good, like you said. There was a really cool spot where Sol's going for that sort of cartwheel handspring outside. And Lyra just jumps up onto the apron and catches it in a neck breaker over the top rope.
So good. Before that, Sol grabbed Lyra in like a cravat and transitioned it into a German suplex.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Just watch her on Turbo, because she gets a lot more time to do this character.
Have heard that. I haven't caught up on Turbo this week.
Oh, it's good. Usos still being super cocky backstage, and Jay's being obnoxious towards Fatu. Kathy's with the Vision. Logan Paul is checked out as well now. Yeah. I think he's counting down the days. Maxine and Theory are into it because
they're into each other. That's why.
Yeah. Well, also they actually, this is good for them. They would not get any TV time before this act.
Are you trying to tell me that Austin Theory wouldn't have gotten a push? We have been here now for like 5 years watching this man get push after push after push, despite the fact that Triple H tells me you've got to get over first and then the push comes.
But it might be nice for them to actually feel like they're getting pushed and it's working.
He's beating Akira Tozawa?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it is working, but it's definitely that currently they're getting more focus in this faction than Logan Paul.
Yes, I guess.
But Theory says, well, Otis big booted me last week. That won't go unpunished. And then Kathy goes over to Bron, and Bron says, if I've got something to say to Oba, I'll say it to his face. So a bit of a dig at Theory there, showing some tension between the tag team champions. And then he walks right out to the ring.
On his own. No vision whatsoever. Get him out of this group.
And he calls out Oba, but Paul Heyman answers instead. Really good surprise. And he was like, let's figure out who the future of WWE is. And then Oba's music here. Huge reaction. Oba said that he's the future. Everybody's saying it, even Sports Illustrated. And Heyman, they were going to go. Bron and Oba are going to wrestle. And Heyman says, whoa. WWE is a publicly traded company. We answer to the shareholders.
Saying the quiet part out loud.
That's weird. I mean, they've always said that, but they haven't said it for a while under TKO.
No, and it's Paul Heyman's way of why we're not going to do this as a match on free TV, even though it's on Netflix. Because we've got to do it on, box office. We're going to do this on a PLA. So we're going to do it on Saturday night's main event, which is for free on YouTube.
Sunday night's main event. Is it free in America though? It's on Peacock.
But everywhere else around the world, it is free to watch. It'll be easier for people to watch Bron Breakker versus Oba Femi on Sunday night's main event than it would be if they'd done it on Netflix on Raw.
Well, this was good, and Heyman sort of says, it's Sunday night's main event. Actually, Luke. Actually. And he looks at Bron and he goes, in your hometown of Atlanta, Georgia.
Got the home field advantage.
So I guess that, because both Bron and us as viewers are looking for clues as to where Heyman's allegiance is going to lie. Because he's obviously scared. He wants to be involved in the future of WWE. It's quite a nuanced, subtle story they're telling here, which is really good. And then Bron's like, yeah, he must like me then, because he's booked it for my hometown. He gets out the ring. Heyman's going to follow him, but he pauses, shakes hands with Oba Femi, which you could just say was out of respect for the whole Brock thing.
Which is what he said.
But Bron's looking at Heyman like, what?
There was a great line that Heyman had when Bron steps towards Oba to accept the challenge. And Heyman says, if you take one more step closer to him, it's one step further away from me. And he's trying to get... it's almost like he wants it to be Bron, but he knows it's Oba.
Yeah.
It's a really nice... It's a nice bit in there.
I described Bron's character at the moment in my edited review of... He's like this puppy, right? But he's a dog in all sense of the words, where he's the innocent puppy that just wants to please its owner, but he's also potentially a rabid dog who will kill you with its jaws at your throat. And right now, he thinks he wants Heyman. He wants his master, because currently he has no master. And he's like, well, Heyman, I need Heyman. I'm a dog without an owner. What the hell am I? But really what he needs to be what Heyman wants him to be is to be the top dog, alpha dog.
Yeah. Big dog.
The big dog, which means not having an owner. So it's a really classic dilemma of what you want is the opposite for what you need. And you can't really get past it. And Oba sort of represents the physical obstacle version of that.
So it means now for Sunday night's main event, it's Oba and Bron, and it's Randy and Cody.
Yeah.
It's like two big matches to be put onto there.
On a Sunday night. It feels like the good old days of Sunday pay-per-views. We should actually, now these two have been announced, we should
probably think about that Monday.
on a Monday, yeah. Do an extra video.
I was going to make the same point. But yeah, I thought this was really good. There is a little bit, because in the next match, this is kind of highlighted. This is, uber nitpicky, but it's also, a problem with the company writ large. A lot of chat about what's the future of what. Like, rather than sort of focusing on, well, we could just push them now. Because it's like, which one of these is the future of WWE? And then during the next match, like, they keep saying, Rey Mysterio said that Dragon Lee is the future of Lucha Libre. And I'm like, mate, if his booking's anything to go by, I don't think he is.
Yeah.
But so it's just a lot of chat of who's the future of this, who's the future of that. That's just, we could have these people just be the now of this. Dragon Lee could just be the now of Lucha Libre. Bron Breakker could just be the now of WWE.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, speaking of that, Dragon Lee is a WWE star and got an entrance. So he beat El Hijo de Wagner Jr.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
He got a medical degree, show him respect.
Who didn't get an entrance.
No, because, listen, it was nice to see Dragon Lee get an entrance. Because usually he doesn't.
Yeah, that is how low down the pecking order AAA people are. I actually quite enjoyed the match, though.
I thought it was really good, yeah.
That means we'll have Dragon Lee going against Phoenix, of course, in the semis.
Yeah.
Which could be a great match.
Could be.
Will they get time? Who knows?
It'll be on Raw, so I think it will do.
Well, what did get time and felt so more substantial than the SummerSlam match against Penta, yes, I'm still annoyed about it, was Rey Fenix versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental title. Rey Mysterio versus Chad Gable. Dr. Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry.
He's got a doctorate in Luchanomics.
Yeah. Which was just, it was a really good match.
Great match. This was so good. And this Buffalo crowd, man, did they want to see Rey win.
Yeah.
They were desperate to see Rey win here. To the point, actually, they weren't all that... They didn't boo that Chad won. It's like when Triple H won a title in 1999. It just went silent because The Rock didn't win instead. But it was like they genuinely... They just went quiet. Because I wanted my guy to win. But it's because they told such a good story of Rey within this match.
And I know I sound like a broken record, but really, time is such an important factor in this because you get to take people on that journey. You've got enough time to bring them down, up. Because what happened here, SummerSlam was 11 minutes long. And that match ended at like the point where you're like, oh, I thought there was like 2 minutes left in that match.
Yeah.
Where were the near falls? Where was the bit that made me think, maybe Penta will retain?
Where's the drama?
Yeah, the drama. Like, obviously there's drama throughout the match, but you need the big finale. And you didn't get that in the SummerSlam match. Instead, you had that dog in you. But here, this went 13 minutes. It's such an interesting comparison.
Isn't it just?
Because we have those 2 minutes it's all you need. We just wanted those 2 minutes extra.
Yeah.
I mean, preferably longer for a PLE at SummerSlam, 17, 20 minutes. Then you're in like genuine 4.5-star territory, right? Here you get the 2 extra minutes. And what did we have in those 2 extra minutes? We had the most exciting thing in the match where I genuinely thought, oh my God, is Rey going to win? I
really bought into the idea that Rey was winning. When he hit that 619 and then he set up for the other one, the one round the corner, then set up to do that second one, I was like, I think he's going to win the title here.
Yeah.
And then Chad grabs him with the ankle. I was like, there he goes. Then when Rey escaped it and got to the row, I was like, maybe they are going to do a title switch.
And that's what you need. This is a really good example of what we've been saying being done.
Yeah.
And the real like cherry on top that these matches on PLE desperately need. But yeah, the 2 619 spots, I was like, oh my God. I mean, Rey has been really, you start to justify it in your head. Rey has been over a lot recently. He's the general manager of AAA. Maybe they want the belt on him for Triple Mania. These are the thoughts in my head. Maybe he faces Chad at Triple Mania. It makes sense. Like,
I don't know. I thought this was great, man. I thought Chad was awesome.
Yeah.
Noticeable because Chad's entrance was also cut. Which means that we didn't see the clapping. And he wasn't doing the clapping during the celebration either. Do you think they might try and drop it?
I wouldn't mourn the loss of the clapping. It wasn't like a full jobber entrance. It was like we got the tail 30 seconds of it. But yeah, Chad reversed a pin to retain. So it was that sort of respectful, I just out-wrestled you in the end. But on another day, you could have won. Great match, really good it functioned as the main event of the show in ring-wise, because then after that we have the Jey Uso delivers Solo Sikoa to Roman Reigns.
Code Raw.
And then Chad raises Rey's arm respectfully afterwards.
I thought this was awesome. I thought it capped off. And then you had the main event segment, which was also really good. One of the better episodes of Raw we've had. I can't say for a while, because we had some good episodes in the lead up to SummerSlam. Genuinely just a really good episode of TV.
Yeah, I agree.
Good wrestling, good angles. I thought this was a home run.
I thought it was the best episode since SummerSlam. Of course, last week was a bit tedious. The week before, a lot of people liked because of that sort of return, big cast stuff.
It's cheat-coded.
Stephanie Vaquer, Becky Lynch. I was just in a bad mood after SummerSlam. I was like, it seems like an average show to me. This was good. I thought this was a above average show. So well done, WWE.
Yeah.
Just now keep it up and do things quicker.
Proud of you. Right, shall we do some Patreon shout-outs?
Yes.
Patreon.com/WrestleTalk or Patreon.com/Cutscene, because you can go and watch our trailer reaction to Avengers Doomsday, and, crucially, our reaction to The Rock singing a country song about your dad.
It might be good.
It could be. I'm not a country music guy, so... I'm not
you like your dad, right? And it's about your dad.
I do love my dad. My dad is great.
Yeah. You've met my dad.
Yeah, your dad's awesome. Your dad's so cool.
Yeah. So maybe it's about my... I'll have to listen out for the specific bits about my dad. About how red he gets. Oh my God. So we got the wedding photos back.
Oh yeah.
Over the weekend. And I this is a nightmare. I set up like a Google Meet with my family, which was a frustrating technical experience, but we got there. We got there in the end. And I sort of slideshowed through some of the photos, and my dad was just, I just heard the sounds of my dad. Oh, is that my head? Oh, my head's so big. But then when he mentioned it, I was like, his head is really big in all these photos.
Because I wouldn't have said that your dad has got a big head.
No, but he's got a physically large head in all these photos.
So I said this to him on the day as well. It's my favourite father speech I've ever seen at a wedding.
Oh, nice.
It really was. I thought it was
that's
tremendous.
Good. Yeah, father of the groom.
Father of the groom.
Giving me away. We tried to be equal. I wanted women to do speeches at my wedding, and all the women said no.
Well, yeah. So we had that because I offered my dad, because Kevin was doing one for Kay, my father-in-law. So I said to my dad, I was like, "Do you want to do it?" He was like, "No."
Yeah.
No. We offered it to my mother-in-law as well, because my mum was going to she was doing a reading at the wedding. So I offered it to, and she was like, "Nope, I'm quite happy to not get involved in anything."
Yeah. But the Patreon shout-outs, go to patreon.com/WrestleTalk for those exclusive reactions. They're free, don't worry, it's just on Patreon because YouTube copyright will claim the Doomsday trailer and the Rock song. But yeah, so you can go over and watch them, and if you sign up over there, you can watch loads of exclusive videos and get a shout out maybe on this show, like Big Juicy Hero BJH,
Busted Open Brendan Dawson,
actually it's WWE Radio Brandon Dawson, Chris Hellfire Brimstone,
The Blade Barrier Christopher Sordillo,
The Corn Dog 19 Experience,
Dave, the Ninja,
Always Shining Garrett Albright,
The Hurricane Hunter Gale,
Greg Taylor Soldier Spy,
Georgie Twin DAD Harry,
WrestleTalk's personal problem solver Jamie Donovan,
and lastly for this Hall of Fame class on Tuesday the 18th of August 2026, John Jenkinson, son of Jenker. Now there's links in the video description where you got to click to go to either Cutscenes Patreon or WrestleTalk's Patreon to watch that video. But also, speaking of The Rock, who stars in movies, we're hosting a film screening as well at the Prince Charles Cinema on All In weekend. So on Friday before All In, we'll be at the Prince Charles Cinema hosting a screening of Slow Burn, which is a really, really good documentary about an indie wrestling promotion. Some amazing interviews in there from the people involved with it, but also Eddie Kingston, Britt Baker, Johnny Gargano. It's a really good documentary. And I can't wait for everyone to go and see it. So you click the link in the video description and get involved.
It's next weekend.
It's mad, isn't it? It's next weekend.
That's our Friday, then Rev Pro on the Saturday, then All In on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And then back here on the Monday to do the reviews.
And maybe, we could always do something else on the Sunday as well. Sunday in the day.
Oh,
maybe.
Be nice to have a meet up with everyone,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
maybe. We'll give it some thought. Anyway, your podcast shout-outs, your podcast thoughts, patreon.com/WrestleTalk to get those in wheels. It says, is it just me, or was that Bloodline segment especially predictable? As soon as the action started, I was able to call it spot by spot.
I mean, yes, it was. I don't know if I could have called the Jacob Fatu sitting back thing, which I thought was good. Actually, when it started, I thought Roman was going to reject the Solo offer and favour Jay. So actually, no, I would go favour Jacob rather than Jay and continue that. So I actually did find it unpredictable.
Moses, I felt Raw was a mixed bag. Really enjoyed Lyra Sol in Rey versus Chad. However, doesn't Michael Cole screaming the balls on Solo Sikoa for attacking Roman feel a bit redundant when literally every member of the Bloodline has turned on Roman, and as seen tonight, the reward for attacking Roman is eventually to end up back in his faction. P.S. Interesting that the recap package for Roman vs. Solo from the Netflix debut, there was no mention of The Rock.
Yes, of course. He was friends with Cody on that episode.
And he gave Roman the Ulafala, didn't he?
Did he? I can't
remember. The post-match angle.
On Michael Cole, honestly, he's gotten so bad. I just tune him out.
Jag. I think Paul Heyman summed up how WWE is run now perfectly. It's not for the fans, it's for the shareholders. Solo continues to be a bright spot in an otherwise Bloodline drama. They've been creatively buried him like those who organically get over. Pew pew. Opa vs. Bron is going to be good, but I reckon they're doing a contract signing next week so that Triple H can get involved in it. And we actually got a decent match with Ray and Chad. Yes, contract signing, because it's a Paul Heyman creative bit as a contract signing next week.
Not a weigh-in? Where actually we weighed over Phony backstage. He's 1 more pound heavier.
Akon 22. I believe this was a 5 out of 5 show from start to finish. Loved all the lucha matches. The Gable Mysterio match was a banger. Also really liked JD versus Evans. I don't know if it's just me, but I really liked the Big Cash Siobhan segment because maybe I'm an early 2000s kid and saw a lot of Rey Mysterio going up against these giants, but that segment gave me a lot of nostalgia. And the main event segment was probably the best Bloodline segment since WrestleMania 40. I think we can all agree that the Bloodline is a full-on heel act now, right?
I think the heel thing is a week-by-week basis. I think right now, for the purpose of this feud, they'll probably lean more heelish. I'm happy for you that you thought this was a 5 out of 5 show. I would maybe step back and get some perspective. Some people thought Fantastic Four was 5 out of 5. Some people thought Thunderbolts was 5 out of 5. And then Spider-Man Brand New Day came out, and we all realised, oh, no, that's a 5 out of 5 film.
Don, decent show. Happy for Sol Ruca to get a win, but Lyra has fallen into the abyss of obscurity since turning heel. It's absolutely annoying that creative can't pivot for anyone. In this case, waiting for Bayley's decision regarding her future before giving Lyra, or anyone, something to do.
Well, the Bayley thing is its own thing. Like, Lyra she shouldn't have gone back to Bayley right away.
No, I agree. And if that is the reason why they're sitting on their hands. So if you don't know, the story is that Bayley is in a contract year. Her contract expires either at the end of this year or early next year. She hasn't signed a new deal. And effectively, the angle at Saturday night's main event was done with 2 ideas in mind. Number 1, she doesn't re-sign, she goes off to AEW, ergo she was written off TV. Or B, she does re-sign and she's got a program to go back into, which is Lyra Valkyria. But if you are just waiting, if Bayley's the thing you're waiting on, I think there are more things you can be doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Daniel Kennedy, what was the point of that Solo versus Jay match last week if Solo could just say no?
Well, it was just to deliver.
That's exactly it. I think it was they did a bad job of communicating what was on the line last week.
Yeah.
Finn, thought this was another 3 out of 5 show. Matches were mostly decent, with Sol, Lyra and Gable Ray being pretty good, but thought Lyra definitely should have won to try and give her some momentum, considering this was somehow her first match since beating Bayley a month ago. Super excited for Oba versus Breaker, and it might actually get more than 8 minutes because it's on Saturday night main event and not a pay-per-view.
Yep, should get time. And, WWE do give their biggest matches, even on PLEs, a good amount of time.
Joe Gleason, Solo Sikoa has been so much fun to watch for weeks, but I have Bloodline fatigue. It's more a are you with us or against us type stuff they've been doing for years now. Regardless of how good it is, it just feels like I'm over it all now.
Yeah. That sometimes things just finish and you've got to move on to the next one. Like the next thing. Like the MCU, a lot of people, it was the Infinity Saga.
That was it.
And that's what the Bloodline really feels comparable to. And it's over, and everything afterwards just feels a bit derivative of what became before.
Red Hood 93. I'm coming around to Oba versus Bron. I really need Bron to leave the vision, though. Chad and Rey stole the show, and while I'm happy that Solo didn't rejoin the Bloodline, I really am at a point where I'm much like with the Judgment Day. I just want them to end this story and the stable.
On the Oba Bron thing, I just said hopefully they get time. I don't think they should have time. I think they should have a Smash Mouth
5 minutes,
5 minute or something
just
like that.
Finish a smash. Who do you think wins?
It's tricky, isn't it? My gut says that Breaker wins via some kind of Heyman shenanigans, and really this will be another 3-match series to elongate. Otherwise, what's Oba going to do?
Well, that's it. That's what my point was going to be, is why I think it's a non-finish.
Yeah, non-finish is probably the most likely, actually.
Sam, the Solo Bloodline segment was great, but feel like I've seen it before. Oh, wait, I have seen the exact same thing with Sami Zayn 2 years ago. What is the point of rehashing the exact same storyline just with different characters? Feels lazy and uninspiring. As much as things like Jey Uso's title run didn't work out, at least they tried something new. And lastly, King Jay here. I'm begging you guys, please give at least 5 minutes of this episode to talk about SmackDown.
Well, we covered the Chelsea Green stuff earlier. You can watch my news today on the Punk Cody stuff.
Kevin Owens stuff.
What did I say? Yes,
Punk
of course.
Stuff, yeah.
I thought it was... I love their segment, though, Owens and Punk.
Really good.
Yeah, just the way Owens delivers lines, and how he might occasionally say something off the cuff, and Punk's quick enough to respond to it. It just feels real. It feels like two actual people having an argument, as opposed to I speak for ages. We were the Seth Rollins, and then it's your turn to speak.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought the last week's segment was also really good. It's like their first face-to-face. But this week where, it's like, pew-pew, shoot, we're going to, talk. I think they did such a good job of giving WWE fans a Ring of Honor history without ever saying Ring of Honor, and giving like an AEW history without ever saying AEW, because he effectively talked about the Elite being his friends and how, like, they also hate you. Then later on, when he was like, you only came back because you had nowhere else to go, it was a really good way of saying you burnt all of your bridges in the last place you returned to. So you had no choice but to come here without actually having to say the words AEW or even mention Brawl In and stuff. So I actually thought that the whole segment was really well done. I mean, it's the Eddie Kingston feud, but at the same time, that was my favorite Punk feud in AEW. So, like, I'm all for them doing this. So it's one of those segments where it does make you question why you ever liked CM Punk in the first place, because he does sound like an absolute asshole. But I thought this was awesome.
Well, I think Punk also felt quite a bit more heelish. Interesting that both the top champions in Roman and Punk have felt increasingly more heel since SummerSlam. But yeah, Owens in Toronto, I don't think the title's going to change.
No, I don't know.
But will they make us believe?
Yeah. And I think the backstage segment that Kevin had with Sammy, I thought was really, really great as well. This idea of, like, Sammy saying to him was like, I'm so happy you've got this title shot, but I think we could both agree you got it by screwing me.
Yeah.
And then Owens was like, and I think you and I can agree you'd have done the exact same thing if you were in my position. And the second he said that, Sammy was like, I mean, yeah, I would have done. Like, you can see the cogs and be like, absolutely, I would have done. But that's not what my character is at the moment. My character is I've been screwed.
And separately, Haku.
Yeah, well, okay. We actually are bearing the lead. Haku is back on TV and now everyone is scared again. So finally, like, some stars have arrived. We've got Gunther and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Meng is here. Finally, Meng is on TV.
Is this going to end up in a Gunther Meng match?
Oh, hello. If we get Gunther Meng, that'd be incredible. Match of the year.
Well, that's all we've got time for today, but go over to patreon.com/WrestleTalk or patreon.com/cutscene right now, because we will have a free reaction video to Avengers Doomsday, the new trailer, and also The Rock's song, about your dad. But for now, I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Luca and DAD. We'll be back on Thursday. Jam that jam.